We had the latest on the CM Punk Elite investigation, and a major AEW star has signed a brand new contract. But first, Bray Wyatt has returned to WWE. Last night, WWE would hold their Extreme Rules pay-per-view from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where we saw the culmination of the White Rabbit mystery that has haunted the promotion over recent weeks. The reveal would take place at the very end of the show, right as the announcers began to wrap up proceedings before the lights went out, leading to Michael Cole questioning whether they were still on the air. A rendition of He's Got the Whole World in His Hands would play before various characters from the Firefly Funhouse appeared in the crowd in human form before the camera went to the Firefly Funhouse set, where the puppets had seemingly been killed off and perhaps replaced by their real-life forms. A doorway would then appear in front of the entrance ramp as the music continued to play before bursting open as a light shone through. The infamous lantern could then be seen, carried by Bray Wyatt himself, who was rocking a brand new mask as he approached the entranceway before removing the mask and saying, "I'm here," blowing the lantern out as the show went off the air with a new Bray Wyatt logo on the screen. This is the first time fans have seen Bray Wyatt on WWE screens since WrestleMania 37 in April 2021, where he would lose to Randy Orton after the planned winner was changed last minute heading into the show. He would then disappear from television altogether before being released in July last year, with rumours of his WWE return and in other promotions going viral since. It wouldn't take long for Wyatt to appear again after Extreme Rules, this time on Twitter, with him responding to a fan video of a young kid reacting to the return, and he would reply to the post by saying, "This is why I missed you too, all of you." Wyatt's former accomplice Alexa Bliss would also have something to say following the huge return, with her also taking to Twitter to simply write, "Hello, old friend." It's currently unclear when we'll see Bray on screen again, whether it be on Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown, with it also possible that he will be on both shows before establishing himself on one of the brands. But what did you make of the WWE return of Bray Wyatt, and who do you think his first feud will be with? Let me know in the comments down below. And next, a WWE targeted signing could be heading to AEW. Over recent days, speculation has emerged over the future of Renee Paquette, the former Renee Young in WWE, who is currently a free agent following her departure in August 2020 after wanting a new challenge. According to Louis Dangoor of Give Me Sport, WWE have reached out to Renee over a potential return under the new management, but with that said, it seems that she will be heading to AEW instead. Fightful Select would report that they'd spoken with sources within WWE on Friday night, and those sources believe that Renee Paquette is indeed heading to All Elite Wrestling. Fightful noted that they reached out to Renee and AEW, who have not confirmed the move. After leaving WWE in 2020, Paquette would start her own podcast, The Sessions, as well as co-hosting another podcast alongside former UFC Women's Bantamweight champion Miesha Tate. What her role in the company will be remains to be seen, with her debut date still unknown, although in the past she has expressed her dislike of working commentary, although this could be something she would be interested in without Vince McMahon in her ear. Perhaps she could even be given her own show on YouTube or elsewhere, or she could be part of the rumoured All Elite Women's show that is said to be coming soon. And speaking of WWE and AEW trying to sign the same person, we have an update on the future of Bandido. 2 weeks ago, former ROH World Champion Bandido would make his AEW debut in the main event of Dynamite, taking on the current ROH World Champion Chris Jericho with the title on the line. Whilst he wouldn't walk away with the belt, Bandido would impress with his performance on the night, leading to a battle for his signature between WWE and AEW. Shortly after the appearance, it was reported that WWE had been trying to arrange contact with him before the match was finished, whilst it was later reported by Fightful that terms had been agreed between AEW and Bandido, although the contract was yet to be signed. Later on, Dave Meltzer would confirm that the contract had now been signed. Well, to add confusion to the situation, the man himself would appear in an interview with Mas Lucha in Mexico, where he would confirm that he is still in negotiations with AEW, whilst also confirming that WWE did in fact approach him. He wouldn't confirm which way he was leaning, although he stated that after the Dynamite debut, Chris Jericho and AEW president Tony Khan did approach him and tried to persuade him to sign with the company. Khan allegedly stated that he didn't just want Bandido in AEW, but that he needed him. Whilst he had not signed at the time of the interview, he did say that he will likely end up in AEW. It's very possible that the interview aired on a delay, perhaps recorded days before, with it taking place before signing the contract, with him since taking pen to paper on the deal, although we still await official confirmation. And next we have the latest on the CM Punk Elite investigation. All Elite Wrestling are currently missing 4 of their biggest stars, with CM Punk, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks suspended from the company following a backstage fight after the AEW All Out pay-per-view. There has since been no mention of them on screen, with the Elite being stripped of their Trios champions and new champions being crowned, as well as CM Punk being stripped of his AEW World Championship, with again a new champion being crowned. Earlier this week, AEW president Tony Khan would speak with Ariel Helwani, where he was asked about the status of CM Punk and the Elite following their suspensions after the all-out backstage incident. As expected, he refused to comment despite being pushed for an answer several times, although we now have an update on the situation via the Wrestling Observer boards. On the forums, Ryan Fredericks would report that something has held up the internal investigation, with him noting, "There's been some hold-ups on completing the investigation. Supposedly, it should be wrapped up soon." Dave Meltzer would then provide further details on what the issue is, with him adding, "One person has threatened legal action and been uncooperative." No further details are currently known as to who the individual is that is holding up proceedings, and we still don't know who will be returning to television once the investigation is over. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks' roles as EVPs are very much up in the air, with them likely being treated to a higher standard to talent, and it remains to be seen if they have a future in AEW. The same can be said about CM Punk, who is currently injured regardless of the suspension, with rumours that he could be set to agree to cutting his contract short. Either way, we should know more soon as the investigation comes closer to an end. And finally, a major AEW star has signed a brand new contract. On Friday night, AEW would make a huge announcement confirming that AEW World Champion Jon Moxley had signed a 5-year extension with the company, keeping him around until 2027. One of the interesting notes regarding the statement is that it says he will work exclusively for AEW and their international partners, such as New Japan Pro Wrestling, leaving his future on the independents up in the air. He's worked shows for GCW, Revolver, Defy, and Northeast Wrestling over the course of 2022 thus far, and is even the reigning GCW World Champion, with the statement perhaps indicating his appearances outside of AEW will now be stripped back. AEW president Tony Khan would be quoted in the official company statement, noting the importance of Jon Moxley in AEW, adding that he won't just be a wrestler going forward, with him taking on the role as a mentor and coach, and Khan would say, "Jon Moxley is on the best run of his already legendary career, and this 5-year extension ensures that he was not only here for AEW's meteoric rise, but also remains a key part of the sustained success we're witnessing just days after the 3-year anniversary show for AEW Dynamite. Jon is a great world champion for us in his 3rd reign, his wrestling mind is invaluable, and our roster is lucky to have the opportunity to utilize him as a mentor and a coach as we continue to build the stars of today and tomorrow." Moxley would also have something to say as part of the statement, with him adding, "I love AEW in the spirit of both the company and its fans. I cherish our shared passion for the sport of professional wrestling, and I'm going to dedicate everything I have in mind, body, and spirit to helping AEW be the best it can be going forward." Moxley has been a key figure in the locker room as of late, speaking at talent meetings as AEW attempt to get their locker room back in order following several backstage issues, with his senior role now becoming official. Interestingly, it was noted by Fightful Select after the announcement that Moxley had been working without a contract at some point recently, and when asked about his contract status throughout the summer, they were told it was quite a situation, and were also told that AEW would do whatever it took to keep him with the company for the rest of his career. It was later reported by Dave Meltzer that Moxley's contract had expired in July, with him working without a deal since. And last night on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave would say, "I know it expired in July. For whatever reason, the date July 22nd rings a bell. I do know it's within like a week of that date. The week earlier, it's somewhere between the 16th and 22nd. People thought when May came and went, AEW probably renewed his option year or he had signed a new deal because he was still working there. His deal was extended due to his time off when he went to rehab. It extended through July, then July came and went and he hadn't signed, so I guess he was working under his old terms while they were negotiating certain things. Tony Khan wanted certain things, Moxley wanted certain things. Moxley's contract extension is no doubt huge news for AEW given the vast talent expansion over in WWE, who would have no doubt been keen to bring back the former Dean Ambrose were the opportunity to arise under Triple H, but he has now committed his long-term future to All Elite Wrestling, where he is currently a three-time and current world champion. And before you go, make sure you check out 10 masked AEW wrestlers unmasked.